So this is all the ingredients we need to make the balsamic chicken. So we just need to get a whole chicken. Into that. And then because we don't eat the stuffing anyway, I have an unstuffed one, but I will put an onion in the centre to help give it some flavour. All the plastic, nice and clean inside. Okay, so firstly I'll just chop the onion for the centre. Slice it in half and put it inside the bird. And now we can start with the flavour. Now it's all actually going to go into this plastic bag, the Ziploc bag, because once we've made the mixture in here, we'll be putting the chicken in and mixing everything up. So there's a 1/4 cup balsamic. Make sure you don't have a hole in your bag. Quite bad. Tablespoon of Dijon. So this is the Dijon with no added sugar. We need 2 tablespoons of olive oil. The squeaky gate, it's my preferred. It's 1. 2. Okay. And some salt and pepper. Just 4 rounds or 5 rounds of pepper. And salt, same. So just a bit more than, about a pinch of salt. And then you need to add 2 cloves of garlic. This is the Cheats garlic. It does have a little bit of added sugar, but the carbs are very low. So your choice as to whether you use this or cut up your own 2 cloves. So now we pop in the chicken. Make sure we seal it up very, very well, otherwise it will spill, which wouldn't be ideal. I always find if you just run it along the counter, it just will click into place anywhere it's not clicked. Okay, and from here you literally just mush it all around, trying to obviously get as much coverage of all the flavours over our chicken. Everything is well mixed. Okay, so that's the flavour for the chicken. You can actually prepare this before Christmas Day. Okay, so put that in for 4 hours, in the fridge for 4 hours, and then I'll be back with the rest of the meal. we have all the ingredients to make our balsamic roast chicken with bean salad and cauliflower and white sauce. So firstly, I want to get the chicken in the oven. So it's been more than 4 hours, but as long as it's been a minimum of 4 hours for the chicken to marinate, I'll just get that out of the fridge. So here's our marinated chicken. I'm going to pop this into this big deep pan. I'll try not to get this all over myself. You can smell that balsamic vinegar. All those good flavours. In. So this is 1.5 kilos, this chicken, so I'm going to pop it in the oven for 1 hour and 15 minutes at 200 degrees. Next we'll get the roasted vegetables prepared. Just pop the timer on for 1 hour, giving us 15 minutes leeway. We'll get the vegetables ready. So just the roasted vegetables I'm going to be doing is a little bit of sweet potato, some pumpkin and some roasted zucchini. I do have people eating tonight that don't have, that aren't keto, so hence why I'm doing the sweet potato. They'll have those. I'll leave that out of today's meal for myself. Now, I do try and keep my roasted vegetables similar size, so it takes the same time for them all to cook. So sweet potato, as I've said before, is a sometimes food. If you're on weight management rather than weight loss, you can eat a bit more of it. So if you're in lazy keto at the moment to lose weight, cut the sweet potato. Just giving those zucchinis a rinse now. Now they need 45 minutes in the oven, so in another 10 minutes I'll pop those in. Let me just finish these veggies with some oil. So I just put olive oil, or you could use avocado oil. Just drizzle it over the top. And then a good sprinkle of salt and pepper. And the pepper. Okay, now with the cauliflower, I'll only be using half of the head. Just chop that straight down the centre. I'll pop that in the steamer and I'll give those a steam till they're just soft. Don't want to overcook them. My steamer. I won't salt them or pepper them now. I'll wait until I make the white sauce. So we'll just pop that over here on the steamer and turn that on. Green beans, farm fresh, all ready to go, and it's 340 grams, so I only need a third of this packet for the green salad. And I do want to steam these beans. I might pop them in with the cauliflower because they all hold their structure. So I'll just quickly pop those in and they can all steam together. So we'll leave those to steam. Now we need a small red onion. So of this red onion I'm going to take half of it. Well, actually, probably a third. I'm not a great fan of strong onions, red and brown, but it's nice to have a little bit of flavour. Okay, so I've got a lovely big bowl here that I can make the salad in. Just add all the ingredients in. So we've got the onion finely chopped. Sorry for the banging there. Salad. Just using the leftover of the rocket salad that we had from cocktail. Chop. You don't have to chop lettuce, you can rip it. I just prefer to chop it. Tomatoes, add those in. These have been picked from the vine and rinsed. And with some fresh water. That onion's gone to my eyes again. I'll just take the tree bits off. As you can see, they're really red and beautiful. I don't know whether you can hear it, but the beans and the cauliflower are starting to boil in the background there, steaming away. So we'll need to remember to keep an eye on things. And it's time to pop. So we're going to pop our vegetables in. We've got about 45 minutes left of the chicken cooking. Depends on the oven as to and how crunchy you want them, to how long you leave them in for. But I dare say ours will be in for about 45 to 50 minutes. So I'm just going to chop these tomatoes to get the flavour out. Okay, just give that a little stir with our knife. So now we'll get on to the sauce. A tablespoon of the whole grain mustard. Again, there's no added sugar in this one. It smells gorgeous. 2 cloves of garlic. Again, I use this for ease and comfort, but if you would like to puree your own, it's 2 cloves. So to me, it's just 2 squirts. Now it says 2 teaspoons of sugar. We actually will be using xylitol, and I won't put in 2, I'll only put in 1. I just find it doesn't need to be, things just don't need to be that sweet. It's usually over sweet. So just the juice of a lemon, preferably without the seed. And just squeeze it through your fingers, and that way you won't get the seeds in. So what you're looking for with 1 lemon is approximately half a cup of juice. So there you go, it's about half a cup. So we'll just combine those ingredients. I do have a mini whisk, which I'll just use to combine those ingredients through. Let's give that a little taste. Actually, probably do need to add a bit more sugar to cut that bit out of the lemon. There you go. So we'll put the 2 teaspoons in. So that's actually xylitol. So we'll just give that a stir through. Different finger, another taste. Much better. Okay, great. So that's our dressing. We'll just sit to the side. And now what we're looking for is to test our beans and see if our beans are ready to go into the salad. We don't want them too cooked. I don't think any vegetable is great too cooked, so let's see how they're going. The beans have still got a bit of stiffness to them. They're not overcooked, which is really good, and the cauliflower is ready to make our white sauce. So I'll now just pop the beans into the salad. And we will just pick these beans up and toss them into our salad. With the heat of the beans, it'll gently wilt the lettuce, and we'll put the dressing in on top. And then I'll pop it in the fridge to cool it all down. So, put the dressing. Just use our tongs to get a bit of a, whoops, got it all over me. And there we have it. So I'll just pop that into the fridge, and that will be ready for us to eat once our chicken's done. Okay, so now with the cauliflower part's not difficult, obviously. Let's just break it up, steam it, and pop it into the pan. It's the white sauce that I want to show you how I make that keto style. Now I do use milk rather than any sort of nut milk, and that's really a preference, but you can certainly use any milk that you prefer once we make this white sauce. So if we pop over to here, the main ingredients of a good keto white sauce is xanthan gum. I literally make my white sauce as if you would with corn flour, but I use xanthan gum instead. It does make it a little bit sort of sticky or gelatinish, but I mean, obviously that's what we want. We want it to thicken the milk. But I find once you get it mixed into whatever you're using it for, it's no different to if you're using corn flour. So I use 50 grams of butter to make about a cup, nearly 2 cups of the white sauce. So we'll pop that in, turn this on and start to melt it down. Now with the xanthan gum, you would probably use a little bit less than you would in corn flour, because it actually works really, really well. So you don't need to use a great deal of it. Okay, So our butter has now melted and is starting to boil. Put the xanthan gum. Before the butter burns. Add a couple of teaspoons. And then just cook it through. I do take it off the heat because it's obviously getting too hot. I don't want it to burn to the bottom because that just wouldn't taste nice. So as you can see, it's cooking away. So I'll sit it over here where I don't have the hot plate. And I'm just going to slowly add my milk. Just a little bit at a time, so you can see it's already thickened up. And like I said, with the xanthan gum, it is a little bit lumpy. You won't get the smoothness of if you're using corn flour. Just turn this right down low. And then add the rest of the milk whilst on the heat. So we've made about 2 cups of white sauce. Just keep heating that through. Let's turn it up a little bit. Might have turned it down just a little, so we're at a medium heat now. You can see it's quite thick, which is what we're looking for. So there's no reasons why you can't have your white sauce, bechamel sauce, cheese sauce. It's just a matter of using the xanthan gum to achieve that result. Okay, so that's done. Nice, quick, very easy. So from here, we go ahead and we dip that into our cauliflower. Just spread it over the cauliflower. Break your cauliflower pieces up to smaller pieces if you want the sauce to be covering the entire lot. And at this point, just add a little bit of salt and pepper. Not a great deal, just a couple of turns. Not too much salt because again you've got cheese. So adding the cheese means you don't need to add too much salt. So the first thing I'm going to add is just a small layer of grated parmesan. Again, this is a preference. You could just use the cheddar cheese, or you could use mozzarella if you like. But I've just got the bigger tasty grated cheese, which is cheddar. Just put a fine layer over the top. Doesn't need to be too thick, because if it's too thick it just tastes like cheese. Okay, so that's the cauliflower and white sauce. From here I will wait until we get to our last 15 minutes, so we're about 30 minutes away, and pop that into the oven to get nice and browned up and then get the cheese melted. Okay, so it's now been an hour and 15 minutes. We have the chicken, the roasted vegetables, and the cauliflower, and from the fridge we have our salad. So I'll just go ahead and cut up the chicken. and create a plate. It looks beautiful. Let me just give it a little taste. Oh, that's really good. Okay, so this is the finished product. So we have the chicken with the cauliflower and white sauce and some roasted vegetables. Oh, actually, we've just come over here. I need some of the green salad. Oh, how beautiful is that?